Unit 2, The Economy. Lecture 1, Economic Systems. What we're looking at here is a very basic model of the economy. Shows us the major participants in the market, the household sector, the government sector, the business sector, the foreign sector, a very basic introduction to the different markets, product markets, financial markets, resource markets, and we transact with the foreign sector through exports and imports. We're now looking at economic systems, and we need to be mindful of the fact that all economies have resources, and the resources need to be allocated amongst competing uses. Scarcity exists when the needs and wants of a society exceed the resources available to them, resulting in choices having to be made concerning how the resources will be allocated amongst the competing needs. And in doing so, we need to keep the following questions in mind. What should available resources be used for, and what goods and services should be produced or not be produced using these resources? Resource allocation involves the assignment of scarce resources to the production of goods and services. The approach used in resource allocation allows us to distinguish between those economies that are centrally planned and those that operate predominantly through market forces. A centrally planned or command economy is an economy in which most of the key decisions on production are taken by a central planning authority, usually the state and its agencies, for example, Russia. Some key features or characteristics of a centrally planned or command economy is that the state normally owns and or controls resources, set priorities in the use of the resources, determines production targets for firms which are largely owned and or controlled by the state, directs resources to achieve the tasks, and attempts to coordinate production to ensure consistency between output and input. In the market or capitalist economy, firms and households interact in free markets through the price system to determine the allocation of resources to the production of goods. And this is in direct contrast to the centrally planned or command economy where the government decides. Some of the key features of the free market or capitalist economy are that resources are privately owned and owners are free to use the resources as they wish. Companies, which are also in private ownership, make their own production decision. Production is coordinated by the price system. The price system is a mechanism that relies on supply and demand to determine the price of goods. Prices go up when demand exceeds supply, and prices go down when supply exceeds demand. In this way, this system apportions limited supplies among consumers, and they signal to producers where money can be made and consequently what they ought to be producing. A mixed economy is essentially an economy that sits somewhere between a centrally planned or command economy and a pure market economy. In a mixed economy, the state provides some goods and services, such as postal services and education, with privately owned companies providing other goods and services. The exact mix of private enterprise and public activities obviously differs from country to country and is influenced by the political philosophy of the government concerned. Given its focus on ownership, control, and utilization of the society's resources, the economic problem of resource allocation does have a political dimension. Governments do get involved. And the following slides give us a few examples of those countries that have pure market economies, pure centrally planned economies or command economies, and those countries which have a combination of market and command economies or mixed economies, as it were.